Give a big shout out to Alex, who kind of helped me organize all this as well, but just overall the panel, just for taking the time to come out and provide this opportunity, not only for the center, but for everyone who came here today, who this may be the first time you're stepping into our space. My name is Rayce Lamb. I am the outreach coordinator here at North Star. Currently, that's the only very part-time staff position this place has, but we are seeing pretty solid growth, so I hope after today y'all keep coming back to this space and just kind of seeing what different programmings are going on. And in April, we're actually announcing 7 new North Star initiatives that cover everything from art to faith to service and support, so keep your ears open for that as well. So a few announcements before we get started. First off, there is a sign-up sheet, or a sign-in sheet at the front. If you have not signed in yet, if you could do that, that helps us get grants and money so we can expand and offer more services, things like that. You do not have to put your name or email. That is optional, because the most important things we need, because we are an LGBTQ center, is your sexual identity and gender identity and age. So those are the 3 biggest components. So if you don't feel comfortable putting your name with that information, feel free to leave the name blank, because we need the other information first. Just as an FYI, there is a bathroom back here, gender neutral restroom, single user, so it's just right there. Feel free to use it at any point. We won't watch you go to the bathroom during the panel. And also, there is a donation jar up front as well. The panelists here today are doing this unpaid, so if you do have any additional money in your pockets or pocketbook or wallets, feel free to make a donation to them for their time and service to all of us here. All right, so to let you know a little bit about how this is going to go, there's kind of a set range of questions that we have already discussed prior that we're going to start off with, and that will go from now until about 11:50. At 11:50, we'll actually take a break. You can go get some food, some coffee, some more drinks, use the restroom, but during that time, you can also write down a question for the panel. And then at 12 o'clock or 12:05, we'll reconvene, and the panel will actually field your questions as well. And we'll wrap all of this up at 12:30, and then you are more than welcome to stay for however long you wish after that. And the center officially opens for public hours at 1. So you can really stay here until 5 o'clock tonight if you have that desire. So. Thank you for just kind of bearing with me through that. To get us started, I am actually just going to let the panel go down and introduce themselves and any identities they may be willing to share with the group. So, Flex, do you want to start? Or?
No, start, Jen.
All right.
I have a long story.
Richard.
Why?
My name is longer.
My name is Richard. I am a senior at Wake Forest University. What do I say? I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
I'm Alex. I'm a senior at Salem College. I use they, them pronouns. I'm gender non-binary. And I'm the North Carolina organizer for Get Equal.
My name is Tony. My pronouns are she, hers. I'm a sophomore at Guilford Technical Community College in Greensboro. And I do faith organizing work with St. Mary's House, part of which is also part of UNC Greensboro, and GTCC and the other area schools within the Greensboro area.
I'm Flex Jonez, the entertainer. I'm a long-time elder of the LGBT community here in North Carolina, advocate and activist for the LGBT and transgender community. I identify as trans male, aka male. And I'm also your first and present emeritus of the Mr. Black Trans and Miss Black Trans Carolina pageant title. It's an advocacy title that we travel and speak as well. And there's a lot more to me. We'll find out later.
All right, thank you. All right, so the opening question, and y'all can popcorn this, go down the line however y'all see fit. But I want us to just start off, how would you individually define the word privilege in your setting? What is your definition?
Go ahead. You do your part.
To me, privilege means that you have more access to opportunities than people of less privileged backgrounds, and you have more access to resources.
For myself, privilege is having the ability to walk amongst this earth as every way you see fit without any conflict from anyone, anything, or any organization, etc., etc. Privilege is more than just a way of life, it's every day for you. Either you have the right to do or you don't have the right to do.
I guess so basically privilege could basically be defined as a concept where the dominant group has more access to power and resources, whereas groups that live within the margins or groups that have been historically and culturally marginalized by the great society has less privilege and access to power, thus causing like additional concepts like white supremacy and white privilege to develop over time.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Flex. It's the freedom that you have to in your body navigate this world as freely as you would like. The less free you're able to do that, the less conflict you encounter throughout that, the less systemic oppression there is on that body, probably the more privilege that you have. So I think of it as very embodied in how you actually walk through spaces.
All right, awesome, thank you. So we're actually going to watch a quick video because I know sometimes folks need a visual representation to fully understand a definition sometimes. So this is actually a video by BuzzFeed. It's called The Privilege Walk. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but it usually helps folks kind of.
Some people are born into families where they have to walk miles just to get water. All I have to do is turn on a faucet. That's privilege.
I think privilege is when some people have some things and other people don't have things.
I feel privilege is something that you don't even really have control over. I think it'd be silly for me to say I don't have a fair amount of privilege, considering like the country I live in and the job I get to do and the college I was allowed to go to.
I suppose being a white male will help me end up somewhere towards the front, but I'll take a few steps back from being gay.
I don't think I'll make it to the front. I think I'll maybe be in the middle. That's just the gut feeling I have.
If your parents work nights and weekends to support your family, take one step back. If you can show affection for your romantic partner in public without fear of ridicule or violence, take one step forward. If you were embarrassed about your clothes or house while growing up, take one step back. If you have ever been diagnosed as having a physical or mental illness or disability, take one step back. If you have ever been bullied or made fun of based on something you can't change, take one step back. If you get time off for your religious holidays, take one step forward. If you came from a supportive family environment, if you can see a doctor whenever you feel the need, if you are able to move through the world without fear of sexual assault, if you took out loans for your education, if there were more than 50 books in your house right now. So these are your final positions.
I think it felt kind of strange for everyone.
It's a hard thing to discuss or even reflect on. It was very awkward. I think when you can represent it so visually like this and so immediately, it definitely takes on a new form.
I think we were like all joking around in the beginning. I was pretty lighthearted, and as soon as the questions started coming in, the mood shifted immediately, and we all it was just silent.
Just looking back and seeing like a bunch of people behind you is not a good feeling.
It's like weird how you want to like hold on to explaining a certain privilege, like, oh, but that's not actually me because like I had to work really hard for that. So it's weird to like take a step forward when you feel like you're taking a step forward with someone else, but you wear a lot of the baggage of like how those things were hard. It was like more emotional than I thought it would be.
It reminded me of when they talk about slavery in high school and you feel like angry for a few days, but then you just realize like this is how it is.
For me, it was kind of frustrating almost to look back and see how much further some people were behind me, and realizing that, you know, a lot of that stuff, no amount of hard work or even legislation can make up that gap.
It's interesting being an Asian American because you're not really sure where you fall on the spectrum of privilege.
I know that for me, one of the reasons I ended up so far back was that there were questions around safety as an African American, as a woman, as a gay woman. There are just so many different ways that I don't feel safe.
I feel like I just learned to be grateful for what you have. You know, we're in such a huge society where it's always complaining about what you don't have.
It just shows you that for some families, like each family, you're meant to do better. My grandparents did good, my parents did good, and I'll do even better.
I do think if you're not like aware of privilege, you should do this exercise, but it's more complicated.
Thanks for watching that. So another basic definition that needs to be covered before we really dive into privilege is a definition around intersectionality. So I was hoping if each one of you could also speak to what would you define intersectionality as?
I think you stumped us. Can we go to another question? Because we're stumped right now.
Does no one?
I mean, I can do it.
Okay.
So intersectionality is looking at issues through the lens of multiple identities and how those identities intersect. So a white woman would be more privileged than a black woman, who would be more privileged than a black queer woman, who would be more privileged than like a black queer Muslim woman. So just like looking at how those identities intersect and what our society sees as valued traits versus what our society sees as unvalued traits.
Thank you. Because that would have been long-winded.
Anyone else want to add anything to that?
Yes. So, piggybacking off what Alex was saying, as me as a black, queer, and trans and Latina, Panamanian, Costa Rican heritage, I have, dealing with intersectionality is tough because you're in a society where whiteness is valued, where whiteness is valued more than blackness, and whiteness is valued more than blackness, and Latin God, and also because I'm at the intersection of blackness, Latin God, queerness, and also being trans and queer. It's like, where do I fall under, and also because I speak English and Spanish too, it's like where am I at and within the society, because I don't fit, because I don't fit within the stereotypical heteronormative standard, but I don't fit into the stereotypical of what it is to be a Latinx person, or I don't fit into the stereotypical black experience because I'm a black person who speaks Spanish and whose roots in addition to it being here in Central America and Caribbean. So like intersectionality is just basically the lived experience that individuals go through when they're living within the margins of a society that has not been only patriarchal and oppressive, but also have constantly and continues to devalue intersectional communities, intersectional identities.
I'm going to break it down in layman's terms. I love my educated children. I love the children. For those of us who are older, coming from a mixed family, Latin American, Dominican, which is Dominican, African American, American Indian, and Italian. Raised predominantly in a white neighborhood, suburbia, New Jersey. And a straight female. Where did I fit? In a community that accepted me that was LGBT, but I was straight. Trans now, where do I fit as a man of color? When my experience is only those that have been around me. Never had to deal with any of this right now that we're talking about because I'm a privileged person of color in suburbia New Jersey. Now I'm dealing with it in North Carolina. For me, on the topic of intersectionality, it's a lot of complexity. It's a lot. Because I understand the struggle of women of color, the struggle of people of color, the struggle of minorities, and the privilege of Caucasians. Where do I fit in? But my mama will tell you I'm not black. So for me, there was a struggle to readjust my life as a man of color. Because as a woman of color, I lived my life the way I was able to. But now as a man of color, now I've got to fit in a whole new realm of life for me. That's my intersection.
I think what Flex really highlighted was that intersectionality is also moving, and different parts of your intersections will be highlighted at different parts of your life in different spaces and at different times. And so intersectionality is not something that will stay in the same place and time for the rest of your life. It's not. Your identities do change over time. Your identities, you may grow more fully into an identity that maybe in the past that identity may have offered you more privileges or less privileges. And so intersectionality is so complex because right now in this state that I'm in, I have very specific intersections, but they move, they change, depending on whether I'm at home with my Latin American family or if I'm at a predominantly white institution, Wake Forest University, or even here in this space among you all where it's a very queer space, and that wouldn't necessarily be as great an issue as it would be at home.
Thank you. So understanding that sometimes personal narratives can heighten understanding just kind of across the board, I want to ask if any of you would be willing to share an experience where you did feel underprivileged in that moment.
Just a moment.
Well, I mean, like just an experience.
Just a moment.
However many moments you want.
Ooh, nice try. I'm gonna let the children speak first. Because you're young. I'm your elder. You are my children. I claim them.
I actually remember in high school, I came out, first came out gay because there wasn't no trans representation at my high school I went to in Raleigh. So I remember coming out, it was 11th grade. I was 16, and remember telling one of my teachers about how I was feeling, telling her about how I I felt like I was living a lie because he was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, expressing myself. He was like, boys don't do that. You know? And I came to the, realization that I was emotionally and verbally abused by my dad as a teenager, because when I came out, I received a lot of backlash from him and from my family too, and from some of my family members. Well, were cool with it. Others talked to me somewhat, but they don't really talk to me like that as much, because they're ashamed. They're embarrassed. And I also, and I felt like I was underprivileged in that way, because when you're trying to find that support from your family, from your immediate family specifically, you want to feel that love. You want to feel that connection. And when you're telling your parents, your siblings, even some of your friends, that, hey, I'm queer, I'm trans, whatever, gender not conforming. It's either they'll accept you or they ditch you. And I felt that, and it hurts me, because like this past couple of months it's not been easy, because my black and Latina trans sister getting killed every day, and it's like the media, and it's like the media, the media's not doing anything about it, and it's like they're not understanding that, and they're not understanding that's not only underprivileged, but it's like you're condoning that. I feel like in a way you're condoning that, because if you didn't condone it, you would turn around and really address these issues. So as a society, when we talk about underprivileged, when we talk about like how are we underprivileged, like and stuff, like we have to we have to think though, like it's not easy on these streets. It's not easy on these streets. It's not easy at school. It's not easy at home. It's not even easy in the community. So it's not easy for me. It's not easy for my trans kindred. It's not easy for my POC. It's not easy for a lot of us.
First off, thank you for sharing that experience.
Yes.
The question was just if you want to share an experience about feeling underprivileged.
I have never been underprivileged, and I'm bragging. I'm gonna say it up north. That's all I'm gonna say. I've never felt underprivileged because of where, like I said earlier, how I was raised. But when I came to the southern states and began transitioning, I lost family on my mom's side, because my father's family is in the north. And the black LGBT community shunned me. I'm one of your oldest trans men, first trans men I know of in this state of color. I was shunned, very well absorbed by the Caucasian community, but the black community shunned me. The support, to this day, I reach out and try to gain that support and brotherhood and sisterhood within the community here in the southern state that I'm in has been very poor. To reach out and give, they take, but they don't give back. Now that I'm active in the community, I feel as though a lot of my Caucasian constituents and friends and associates are being privileged by the community as a whole. They're being supported as LGB, they're being supported as an advocate, an activist here in North Carolina. I'm not supported. And I've been doing this a long time, working with organizations for a long time. They'll reach out to others, but won't come reach out to me. It's a privilege to come here today to speak to many of you, because many won't come to me. As we all know, I'm to the point. And I'm to the point because there's a reason for it. If I hide behind words and shun behind words, no one will understand. Even this, the whole thing, what we're talking about privilege, they will never understand what I have to go through as a man of color first, then a trans man of color second. As she said earlier, our trans women of color, Latino women of color are being, we're losing them. Caucasian trans women, Caucasian trans men still live their day as they were before. The only difference is their gender. And like I said, moving to the southern states has caused me to realize I don't have a lot of privileges anymore. I miss home total. I go back home, which is northern states, to enjoy the life that I had. Because here, I live here, but I need a vacation. It gets too much. It causes me at the age of 55 to sometimes say, I'm gonna kill myself. I can't deal with this. It took 40 years now to this day, within the last 10 years, for my own mother to say, we can't keep bumping heads. And I'll say this so you all can think about this when you leave. Why do we have to go through this as a community? Why do we as trans women and men and gender queer have to go through this? Why? We are human. When they created the laws, it was for humans. It wasn't about your gender. It wasn't about your sexuality. So for me, I've dealt with a lot of it. I'll give you a prime example. When you transition, when you're so comfortable with yourself, you're comfortable. You just keep going along with life all day long. I walked up to a woman and forgot I had facial hair because I was so used to being who I was. And she was going to a garbage can. She was an elder woman. And I was looking at apartments. And this happened about good 15 years ago, right here in the Triad. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. And she shunned and looked at me. I'm like, I'm thinking, what is wrong with this lady? Because I forgot I was not female form. And I walked up to her and I said, could you tell me who owns these apartments? She said, stay right there. I said, I'll help you with the garbage. She was carrying garbage. And I said, she said, no, stay right there. I got this. Not thinking, what the hell's wrong with this lady? As I talked to her, she said, stay right there. Because normally, when I was female body, I could have a conversation just like this. I forgot what I looked like because I was so used to waking up in the morning, shaving, and going my way. I forgot what I look like because I know who I am. And I'm comfortable with who I am. To this day, I even forgot what I look like getting out the shower this morning. I just know I shaved and boom, I'm here. I forgot what I look like. I got in the car and I said to myself, what the hell is wrong with this lady? And looked in the mirror and realized, oh, you look like a dude. You're a man now. You're a black man. Not Latin, not mixed, not any of that. You are black by color. By face value, you are a black man. No one knows what is behind this skin, what has happened behind this skin. Doesn't know your story behind the skin. You are a black man. And I had to realize I don't have privileges as I did such. I've been stopped by the police and harassed by the police, and I'm only 5'1". I'm not a fat guy, not a little skinny guy, but I'm a little guy. Who am I gonna hurt? And they cuffed me. I said, well, can I? No, stay here, stay cuffed. Was recently stopped not too long ago in my own neighborhood, Wake Forest area. I have a vehicle that's very suspicious. It's a low rider, yes. My last name is Spanish, yes. And they stopped me. I was backing up into my driveway. The police stopped me. I'm blocking the street. My street's but this long. That's why. My neighbors are like, why is he blocking the street? Because they were asking me the next day, what happened when you break it down? No, they stopped me in front of my driveway, backing in. I said, can I just back in? No, keep your truck here. Had I been a female form, they probably would have said, yes, ma'am, you can back your car. I do not leave my home without someone knowing where I'm going. I do not leave the state without someone knowing where I'm going. And when I travel in the evenings, I try to travel with 2 other people. My privileges are gone. Not because I'm trans, because I'm a man of color. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. And being who we are in this community, our LGB, not T, makes it harder for us as well. Because they shun us, they disrespect us, and when we're trying to fight, they refuse to fight with us. I can't say anymore, because if I do, it's going to get worse. My mouth's going to get worse. It's hard. And being who we are, sitting right here, right now we're comfortable with you all. But when we leave out these doors, don't think we won't be looking behind our back. Because we don't know what's going to happen. I carry a baseball bat in my car. People call me the Batman because I say I'm going to hit you with the bat. But I carry a bat in my car because I don't know who's going to walk up behind me. Like I said, I'm a little guy. Who am I going to hit? But I did play baseball in school, so I can swing. We're fighting over the words here. Hey, Alex, tell your story.
So I was on a panel with the Wake Forest medical, like doing LGBTQ panel for the medical school a few weeks ago. So I think I'm gonna tell the story again. So something that a lot of people don't know about me is my first year of college, I was in a very abusive relationship with someone who hit me almost every day. And I tried to come out as trans my first year of college. And my ex-boyfriend told me that I wasn't allowed. And I told him, no, I'm going to do it anyway. And I tried to walk away, and he grabbed me by my arm and threw me against the wall. And other stuff happened, and then it ended up happening that I had to go to the hospital. So I went, and the people at the triage, you know, they ask you all those questions. And after I told them I was trans, didn't care that I needed medical help. No. Wouldn't stop asking me questions about my trans identity. Didn't care that I was in a lot of pain. Could barely walk. Just paid attention to my trans identity. And at that moment, like, before I even went to the hospital, I wanted to die because I had been dealing with this for so long. And just going to the hospital and having people, like, not even pay attention to the fact that I was in a lot of pain. Just the fact that I was trans, like, really hurt me. And like Flex said, I don't have a car, but I keep a baseball bat in my room. Cause I can't even feel safe on my own campus. I haven't slept in my room. Like, this week is our spring break, so I feel pretty okay. But I haven't slept in my room in almost a month because I'm tired of being pushed. I'm tired of being, like, hit. I'm tired of people telling me I don't belong at my school. I'm tired of administration not listening to me. I went to them in July, and I told them that, like, people were sending me harassing messages, and they were really dismissive. And now I'm, like, having to deal with it every day. It's to the point where I don't even want to go to classes. Some days I'm just like I'm failing one of my classes right now because I haven't gone in like a week because I don't feel safe going to the bathroom on campus. I don't feel safe walking around on my own campus, and it's very frustrating. And now, like, and I'm trying to, like, explain to administration, like, that we need to have, like, trans 101s and we need these things, but they're telling me no, like, I have to wait because the board of trustees has to make the decision about how they want to approach, like, trans identities on our campus. And it just feels like everywhere I go, my identities are invalidated. Most days, I don't feel human. I don't really want to leave my room. Like, this sounds really bad, but, like, almost every day for the past month, I've considered killing myself because I am so done. I'm tired. I'm so tired of having to fight, and no one on my campus is hearing me, and it kills me. And, like, I'm so close to graduation, but I'm just tired. So, just, like, I don't really care. I don't care, like, when a trans person tells you, like, the things that they're going through. You need to listen. Like, even if you think it's not that bad, it's not your decision to make because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know the stuff they have to deal with every day. And for you to say it's not that bad is just, like, showing how privileged you really are.
Let me intervene something. It was hard for me, and hard for those my age. It's now harder for my youth. And we are limited, and where we're located here in the state, we're limited with the support. We're limited with organizations. We're limited with outreach. We're limited with each other because we're so apart. We're struggling. Some of us can't get our medicines. Some of us can't, like they speak about being scared. Some of us are sex workers. Some of us, for example, I've just had top surgery. I'll say my age, 55. Been transitioned since I was 16. How many more have to suffer with body dysphoria? How many more have to deal with trying to do what they have to do? I was refused medical, Obamacare stuff. They discontinued my service, my insurance. I had to find other means to do my top surgery and get my medical care. I thank this area Wake Forest for an organization that has free service that I've been going to for the past 9 years. And the program there and I have worked together to give awareness towards trans community. I'm what they call the liaison of bringing the children in to get them their medical assistance. To hear them speak of what they're speaking about, I know that struggle. And it hurts. It hurts because all the work that many of us are doing is not being noticed. It hurts because many of you here don't live as we do. You hear it. We're not asking you to leave here sympathetic. We're asking you to become empathetic. Have some empathy. Share that empathy with your friends and family. Let them know that being trans, Caucasian, Latino, African American, Oriental is not a privilege for us at all. It's a struggle. And to come into this world, to live as we have to do, we have to fight the word privilege. I wrote an article, and I'm going to give you a small synopsis of what it said. It spoke about face value. Many of you here, by face value, I can look at you and say, I know who you are. If you're homosexual, if you're lesbian, if you're bisexual, nobody has to know your business because it's behind the closed doors. By face value, I don't know your business. Look at us here. By face value, you see different levels of transgender individuals under the transgender umbrella. By face value, we are what society calls tarnished. By face value, we are the ones that get the bashings, the bullying. By face value, you know who we are. Walking down the street, you can say, he's different, or whatever, that she is different, or that it is different. Looking at Alex, what is that? Okay, that's different. That must be a boy or girl. Looking at the two of us, okay, they might be gay, but we're not. Right? So, I'm gonna say, we're
You
special.
said that goes on behind closed doors.
That's right. That's right. But by face value, you could see where we are in our life. You could see who we are in our life. You could see our genders different. But by face value, all you hear, I can't see that. And what you do behind closed doors, like I said earlier, we don't know. Society won't pick on you. Society won't harass you. Society doesn't say anything. If every LGBT was not to stand out here with a flag and be proud and do pride and everything else, all the privileges you still have. What do we have? We lose them. So by face value, when you look at us, remember we're human. And we deserve privileges as humans. Not as it, she, it, whatever it is. That's not who we are. And for them to walk around in fright and scared, and me at 55 as a man of color, gotta carry a bat, I'm a criminal. I worry because I know where they were. Suicide is not a good thing. I don't leave my home unless I have to. I have trans women that come, that I'm friends with, and they refuse to leave my home after a certain time. They'll stay at my home, sleep on my sleeper couch, because they feel unsafe to leave. We can't say enough for you all to understand. I don't know what we can do for you to understand, except for ask you to tell people when they start shunning us and talking negative or talking out the side of the mouth of something they don't know nothing about and say you are wrong. And bluntly be honest with them. Don't pamper it. Don't take them, oh, it's okay. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Be honest. Yell at them, shout at them. We're fighting as much as we can. But do you think society is really listening to us? The only people that are listening to us are organizations that are trying to get the funding to do what they can do to pay their CEOs and et cetera, et cetera. We have the worst community that is against, not against us, that shuns us the worst, is the gay male community. They are so damn privileged, it pisses me off. And I'll make you guys laugh. I'll walk around and write this, and I'm like, I'm just a little gay man. When I act gay, sissified, you know what I do? Oh, they love me. I was at an event not too long ago. I said, how many of you all in here are single? Not a woman raised her hand. I just said I was a trans man earlier. All the gay men raised their hands. Do I look like a fish sandwich at McDonald's that's healthy for you? No. That's what I'm talking about. We have no respect from our men community, our gay men community. And we have to fight them every day. They're the ones who will say to me, hey, girl, I wasn't gay before, so don't call me gay girl now. Don't do it. I understand that's how they speak, but I don't identify as homosexual. I might do shows with you, I might hang with you, but I am not girl. I tell some of my drag family who talks that way, don't call your daddy sir, don't do it. And they'll say, I'm sorry. We have to correct our own community every day. There's 4 of us in this room. We could correct maybe 10 people a day. But we need 100 more, 1,000 more to correct more. Because 10 is not enough. I'm hurting because I see your tears. I'm hurting. I'm still fighting. I'm still advocating. Especially for my minority community. Because we only have each other. And now with the way things are going in this world, all we do is have each other. Alexx and I came together within the last year. We had our differences. But you know what brought us together? What we got to go through every day. When we leave here, all of us will be closer. But when you leave here, how close are you going to be to us? We need you closer. I know some people are doing live feed. I'm asking them out there, come closer with us. I don't want to cry over another youth dying. I don't want to cry over my trans men killing themselves or being raped and shot or killed. I don't want to cry anymore over trans women dying at the hands of murder, illegal injections, suicide. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't have it in me. I just don't. I can't do it anymore. And the older I get, the more I'm in pain. Because I know there's more out there struggling. And society just throws us away like it's not an importance. It's a genocide. This is a damn genocide, and that's what I'm calling it. If we're not what society says we should look like or live like, then we're wasted it. I'm not going to use big words. I'm not going to articulate. I'm going to say it. We're waste to them. We're trash. And they're willing to allow us to be put in that garbage can outside and be picked up by the garbage man and thrown out there and buried in trash at a landfill. That's how valuable we feel within society right now. Like I said, by face value, LGBT can walk among this earth as well as they want and hide their sexuality, and nobody knows what they're doing. Even if you're straight, it doesn't matter. But let it be trans, we can't hide our face value. We can't hide it. And like I said, I'm tired. I don't want to wake up and find out that one of these 3 committed suicide, was bullied and killed because I touched their lives and they touched my lives. There are many that have touched lives and have touched my lives. And it hurts every time I get a call. When I call them my children, they call me their godfather because I'm there for them. There's a lot of them out there that call me godfather. And I cannot keep seeing and hearing my children being killed, shot, or committing suicide at the hands of society. That's who's at fault. That's who's at fault. Everyone in here is responsible for the lives of others and don't want to be responsible. If you have privilege to live as you do, share what you have. Remember what I'm going to say to you right now, because after I'm done with this, I may not say any more. I give freely to others because others gave to me freely. It is only right to give back freely. And everyone in this room and everyone on Facebook has been given something freely. It didn't cost you a damn thing to get anything freely. And your privilege was free. So share it. Because when you die, you can't take it with you. I'm done because I'm just out there with this right now.
Well, thank you for that. I do want to, so we are 10 minutes over when I said we were going to break, but if the panel is okay, I would like to ask one more question before we break. And it kind of, Flex, you kind of hit it right off. So in the LGBTQ community, this term of ally is tossed around a lot, and sometimes folks don't actually understand what work needs to go in to be an effective ally. So I was wondering, through your various community work, could you share some practices, mindsets, ideals that allies should embody to actually help? And Flex already mentioned empathy, as well as us bearing the work of educating our peers and calling out our peers and not putting all of that on you. But I was just wondering if the rest of the panel had anything else they would like to add to that as well.
Come to my house. We'll talk some more.
No, you go ahead.
Ally is a word that y'all put on yourselves. We didn't call you that. We didn't go there and, use our little, we didn't have a royal ceremony where our kings and queens put a little sword on your shoulders and said, you are now allied. That didn't happen. So stop naming yourself an ally, because you have to act as an ally. It's not just a useless word. When you are acting as an ally, you will be called on more. People will start to trust you more. When you are showing the work that you're doing, when you are, maybe you don't even have to show it, but you are speaking to your families, because y'all are in the room right now, but including myself, I'm sure someone in all of our families voted for Donald Trump. And so my father did, and I was like, what's going on here, Dad? So, but now he's reading the new Jim Crow, so we're good. Have those conversations, and don't just take on this word and think that the word was enough, because I think what Flex said, share, give freely, not because you're going to gain a title and not because you're going to gain some notoriety from it. That's not why you're an ally. And in fact, I don't like allies, I like accomplices.
Yes.
Because I like accomplices. I want you to go to jail with me. That's it.
Okay. This actually makes me very angry. So going to Pride and being like, yeah, I care about trans people, that's not enough. You can't just go to Pride and just be like, well, that's my work. I'm done. See y'all next year.
Hit my quota.
I got a flag. I got a new flag.
This is my bedroom.
I use that as a window hanger.
And what I need people to realize is when you see messed up stuff happening and you don't do anything, you are killing us. You're basically saying someone else will handle it. So what you're doing is you keep pushing all that work on us, keep stressing us out more. Most of us don't have jobs, can't keep steady jobs. Most of us face violence in the workplace. One of my close friends lost her job because two women that they just hired were very uncomfortable with her. And so they fired her, and it took people standing up, and of course it was trans and queer women, took them standing up and like doing all this Facebook stuff for her to get her job back. Like most of us, we don't have privileges, and for you to just like let people do all these hurtful violent things and then make us have to deal with it, you are literally killing us. What a lot of people don't realize is most trans people, a lot of trans people, specifically trans people of color, do not make it to 35. And so, like, the work looks like supporting us. The work looks like checking in with people. Like Flex said, I literally, like, I can't take it anymore. I can't keep seeing trans people dying. I can't, like, I volunteer at a suicide hotline, Trans Lifeline, and the stories I hear break my heart. Like, I'm so tired. I just need y'all to, like, work for and with trans people. And when you're trying to do the work, you need to check in with them and see what they want, because even though you have good intentions, you can also be very violent to them. So just, like, listening to trans people, actually listening, not listening to respond, but listening to understand. That's all I got.
With bystanding, I have an issue with bystanding. I really do. I have a fucking issue with part of my French, but because with the recent protests that have been going on for the past couple of months in the Charlotte area, most of the work has been done by queer and trans people of color, and some of my trans kindred have been harassed, have been jailed, have been beaten, have had their jobs put on the line by a lot of white folks, have turned around idly, just turning around Snapchatting like Black Lives Matter, no justice, saying that I believe that we can win, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't tell y'all how much the brilliant, the magic within I can't tell y'all. I can't stress this enough. But like, I feel like it's a shame though that like what Richard was saying when like with ally. I don't like the term either, to be frank. I don't like the term.
I don't believe in the word.
So
I was just gonna say, I don't believe there's no such thing as an ally. Then when Washington, Mr. George Washington was fighting back in the day, did he have an ally? I'm just going back in time. That's all I'm asking. Did they use that word ally? I don't believe in the word ally. I believe in the word friend. Because I don't have many. And if you're my friend, then you're standing beside me. Ally, like we said earlier, is just a word they put right behind. Ally,
self-proclaimed.
It's a word they put right behind LGBT/T. And then when they got the QURXYZ, they try to put it in there somewhere. What does an ally do? I mean, I'm sorry, but allies are just people on the outside that are supposed to be supportive. They're supposed to be there with us, fighting with us. But honestly, do you think they really do? Maybe 5 people we know every year. I'm just being honest. There's some people out there that are very sincere and that are there with us. But the question is, what is the purpose of them being there with us? Is it just to get a crown, like he said earlier? Dude, you're not lying. Or is it to really push for what we need as individuals? Many people I know are friends. If it wasn't for this facility here, a lot of people that are associated with North Star have been very supportive. They're friends. When I come and say, can I do this, can do that, the word is, yes, Flex, let's do it. When Alexx says, can I do this, yes, let's do it. That's friend. We didn't have to be here. We didn't have to do this. But we did. That's friend. Ally, I don't believe in. Because if there was an ally where I was at 16, I wouldn't be struggling at 55. And that's an elder speaking. I've seen a lot. Maybe some other states got real allies, I don't know. But this is one southern state that definitely don't have no allies. Where's Bible Belt? How many people in the church are really allies? They're doing it because they want to go to heaven. You can't go to heaven just trying to act like you're going to do something. I'm just saying. I'm going to preach now. Because a lady asked me a long time ago when I moved here, was I saved? And I said, Mama, we're saved. She said, let's not talk about that. I said, because I thought I was saved and I was blessed and baptized as a Catholic child in church. Because I was saved a long time ago. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be here. So don't ask me if I'm saved. Ask me if I know who I am. Because I know where I came from. And I know where I'm going. The struggle's hard, but I'm going to make it. And there are others struggling with me that I'm going to take with me. Who was it, Moses? Was it Moses in the Bible? That's a story in the Bible, wasn't it? Yeah. He was a struggler. He brought people with him. This Godfather's taking his children with him. They're not going down. So those allies need to become my friend. Get on my Facebook. Stop watching me. Don't get on my Twitter and watch me. Don't get on any of those social networks and watch me. Because you know what? All you're doing is watching. But if I come knocking on your door and say, aren't you a friend? And you close the door and don't invite me to eat. Don't give me no dessert. Don't give me a bed to sleep in. No, I'm being serious. Don't give me a shower when I need it. You're not a friend. I've been a struggle when I'm here. They talk about not having a place to go, places. I've been in the streets and survived in this state for the past 30-something years. Never had to struggle in New York, New Jersey. But I'm struggling here. And I've had to do it by myself. I've asked, y'all know, can you help me move? Can you help me do this? All these allies, none of them. Thank God for the children because they come to my help. They'll say, Flex, I'm here for you. What can I do? Because I do for them. I'm their ally. I'm their friend. So when you all leave here, don't just walk away out those doors and act like, oh, that was interesting. I learned something. They said a lot. You know, maybe because they're minorities, they're just going through something. No, baby, this is real. Because there are Caucasian trans women, trans men as well that are not privileged, that are struggling. But we get it worse. We get it worse. There's some that come from trailer homes, projects, that got it worse because of where they came from. No such thing as ally. It's friend. Friend is a deeper word. If you're not my friend, just keep walking because I ain't got time. Because I know you're not going to help me anyway. I've got to make do. When you hear about us doing things that are illegal, that people say, well, they could do better. They just need to get insurance. Really? 18, 19, 20 getting insurance? Really? And you're trying to get insurance for what? And your parents are like, I'm not going to put you on my insurance. That's going to jack up my rates. I need insurance. I've been homeless. I'm going to say something and I don't mean to go there. Mom, I'm sorry if you see this. My mom is a realtor. She's retired. She has property. I've asked more than once. Let me have some property so I can put something on it. No, not by the way you're living. I was homeless last month. I had to do what I had to do. I've been on a couch with a dog at a family home. I have a roof. I have a shower. I have food. But I'm sleeping on a couch with a dog that passes gas. It's a shared thing. I'm just put a little comical thing in there. I'm 55 on someone's couch on a fixed income because I can't work anymore. Is that fair? Where are those allies that could help me get to where I need to go? Got an event coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna put a plug in. I'm sorry. Black Trans Advocacy Weekend is coming up, and my national title is in 30 days. I have to get to Texas. It's going to cost me close to $3,000 to get there. That's pageant, outfit, and everything. I am going to Texas on a prayer because I'm struggling. Is that a privilege to you all? I've asked people for sponsorship, just $1. You can write it off on your taxes because it's a 501c3 pageant event. Has anyone donated? $1. All these people here, $10 will get me to Texas. Has anyone donated? And I've been pushing it for a year now?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Where's my I lie? I lie. My friends can't help me because they're struggling just like I am, and they're in the trans community. I don't have many LGBT friends anymore. I can't trust them. They put me at harm. I can't trust them. They are privileged. I can't trust them. When I need, they're not there. I can't trust them. When something happens and I'm down and out, they kick me down and out more into the ground. I'm by myself. I'm alone. I've been living alone. Is that privilege? That my youth are talking about leaving school and they want to make better for their lives? Is that privilege? That my youth are dying? Is that a privilege? So when you leave here, become a friend. Stay in touch with us. Because the accomplishments we have made and things that we're doing, you'll be proud of us. And you'll be proud to say, I know someone who's trans and I know they can do it. And somebody else struggling, you say, I know you can do it too. Because I'm going to make sure that you do it. One flex in the state of North Carolina, we had the state, can we say the state we're in? Okay. One Flex Jonez in the state of North Carolina, between North Carolina and South Carolina, is not going to help everybody. I need 1 million Flex Joneses out there. I need a friend to say, you're my brother, my sister, be there for my children. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to lose you. I worry about them. They're good kids, all of them. Going somewhere in life. Trying to make a change for our community. Not just society, but our community. Because it's going to take us to do it. So that's why I'm part of Black Advocacy. Because we're trying to make that change. Because no one else is going to do it for us. So when you hear us yelling and shouting for rights and for people to acknowledge who we are as people, understand that. I need a friend. We all need a friend. A real friend. And friend is a very loose word too. It is. It's a very loose word. That's why we say family. Because if I say to you, I call you family already. I call you family, George, back there. There's not many I call family. Because if I call you family, you are my friend. But if I don't feel like you're family, this glass of water right now. I won't even respect you. Because you don't respect me enough as a person. So my struggle is real. Where I've struggled, I've had some privileges along the way. The way they're struggling, they've got some better struggles than I have. Their struggle, their privileges are going to be a little better. But I don't want them to go through so much. I'm like a parent. When many of you had parents, your parents didn't want you to go through things, did they? They tried so hard to make sure your life was okay. We don't have those parents. We've lost our parents. Gain them back later in life. My supporter, number one, I love my mother, I love my father. But my father was my supporter. When I called, he said, Dad, I need this. He said, let me see what I can do for you. There's one thing I'm going to say to all of you right now before we close for the break. My father said something to me. And it means a lot, and this is why I keep going. He's deceased now. If you are happy with who you are, don't you motherfucking let nobody take your happiness away. You do what you got to do to be happy. And if anybody says anything different, you tell them I said, kiss your ass. I said, okay, I got you. He said, I got you, I got you. So all my life, from the time I told him I was transitioning, when someone said something about, oh, you can't have this, you can't have that. I had doctors who told me I couldn't get top surgery in this town. Couldn't even get it in this area. And my attitude to the doctor was, kiss my ass. Because I remember what my father said. So I'm saying to you all again, so many things I'm saying to you. We can do a lot. And you know we can do a lot. If you want happiness in your life, happiness in our lives, don't let nobody take away what makes you happy to do for us. And if they say something, you know what you tell them? Kiss your ass. Because it's your happiness. Don't ever let anyone, the three of you, take away what's going to make you happy. Don't let suicide do it. Keep carrying your back because somebody will walk up on you. You don't ever know. Because you don't know. But don't let nobody take away your happiness. As long as you are on this journey. Because if you do, you'll fall to what's inside of you. And to you all here, if it's going to make you happy to fight for us, do it. Please do it. Because we're just four little people trying to make it every day. And I don't want them to struggle. Some of you are LGBT out here. Some of you have struggled as gay, lesbian, women, whatever, gay men, whatever you identify as. But your struggle wasn't as hard as ours. You know, you can go to your job and they don't have to know who you are. I can't get a job. The job doesn't want me. Yeah, I'm too old. But they still don't want me because I'm a man of color. And that's even harder. I'm an educated young man. I call myself youthful young man. Old man. Many degrees, still going back to school, and still can't get the job I want. So where's that privilege at? I don't know. I'll give it back to you.
All right. Well, I just want to thank the panel for everything. You all shared some very authentic experiences with us, and I, for one, I'm sure the rest of the crowd does as well, feel very honored to have you in this space working with us. I do want to respect everyone's time, including the panel as well as everyone here. It is already like 5 minutes when we said we were going to close entirely. So if it's okay with everyone, I am fine with us just kind of transitioning into either some questions from the audience or just go ahead and go into a social time where everyone can mingle. Does the panel prefer one over
let's
the other?
do questions because I'm quite sure if we mingle, some people may not hear and then people are in clusters. Let's just go with questions and ask whatever. Just don't ask, you know, if I had surgery and all that stuff, but you know.
Yes, please.
Please, that's private, you know. But just ask, please. Yes, ma'am.
One of the things I've always, I'm a retired teacher, and my students knew they could talk to me after they got to know me. But when I go into a new job, one of the things that has been thrown around is, you know, on Facebook was the idea of putting a safety pin on. The I will walk with you button. Somebody else said on your name tag to put, that if you put on your work name tag, my pronoun is, that will help somebody understand that you are open. I'm trying to figure out ways I can help in new situations, and I mean, friends on Facebook, friends who know me, but I'll be going into new jobs on a regular basis. anything, any clues for hints other than looking people in the eye and being respectful?
Can I ask a question? Are you going to be going as an educator or as an administrative level?
We'll see. I mean, I'm also back in school again.
Okay.
Same age.
If you're in the administrative level, and I work with schools with a lot of this, and you might say it might work too. If you're at administrative level, we call it putting a something that we can identify that's considered a safe zone. Something on your door, okay? Because the students will recognize, okay, this is a safe zone. Something that I've done with some of the schools is, back in the day, and to this day you'll see it in New York, there's a purple hand.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The purple hand on the walls, down the stone wall. It's a purple hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it means safety. It means safety. And it's an old symbol they've had back in the day that I knew because I'm old, you know. And a lot of them would take that and just do a purple hand and put it on their door.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids would know that was a safe zone. They saw the purple hand. The purple rhino was something they used, the lambda and all that, but the thing is that that's too obvious, because there might be a parent that says, oh, that's a gay administrator, and that administrator may not be gay, or that might be trans. It's identified in a different way. But that purple hand, a lot of people don't know what that means, but the students, if you educate them, anybody that's in the community, that they wear that purple hand is for safety zone, they know what it is. So it gives them, the administrative, a safety zone as well, because only the people in the office may know what it is, and not all the students know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not everybody needs to know your business. Because sometimes in school, your business is the worst business to be given, because even you can get harassed as an administrator or a teacher. As a teacher, to put something like that on, kids now understand, they're getting older, they're knowing, kids are smarter than I was back in my day. If they see he, she, my pronoun is, they already know something's going on. And you could be harassed too at school. You know, you've got kids that'll do things to bash your car. I mean, they'll do things to you. And if they see a child, a student looking at, talking to you or speaking in conference with you, they may assume, and that person may be harassed as well. The only thing I can suggest is like the purple hand on your door, or something that you can basically say, I am a friend to many, to your students when you meet them. I'm a friend to many. I'm very diverse and very inclusive to everyone. Saying those words says, I know the story. I know what this is. It doesn't put you, some students don't understand that because they're not LGBT, or T, or queer. But most straight students wouldn't understand that. But most of your LGBT trans would understand the wording. Wording in a classroom has a lot to do with who's going to be receptive to what you say. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Students who don't get it will never get it. But those like ourselves would say, okay, this is somebody who's on my side that I may be able to go to and talk to. Because she made sure at the introduction of who she was as a teacher, that, or educator, or whatever, that I am very all-inclusive and very diverse to all people. And that means she knows the meaning of those words. Go ahead.
I think, don't use the safety pin. So I don't know if y'all know the history of the safety pin, but it does have white supremacist roots. Just wanted to throw that out there. So you may get the wrong name. You may get the wrong people coming to you. Though it may be in your best interest to know who those people are. I think that using the pronouns is very helpful. If you put your pronouns on your name tag, if you make that so that more people do it within whatever school you're working in, that would be really great. At Wake Forest, I don't know if they have this at Salem. At Wake Forest, we do have the Safe Zone stickers. They're just, you have to actually go through a training to get that. So it's not just, I'm a safe zone. No, it's, you have to be formally trained to then receive that and earn that sticker. So potentially look into doing that as well, so that then you have intentional trainings within your school around safe zone. And I mean, there will be people who don't go, and guess what? They don't earn that sticker, so they don't get us.
They do that at Mount Tabor, they do it at Forsyth Tech, which I've worked with. Even the police department has a safe zone there. I've worked with them in tolerance. And so a lot of people administrative is aware of a lot. I mean, I was the token trans because I was very active in the school. So yeah, it's just being careful because some of the students who may know may be bashers, and that's our concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we do have them at Salem, so that's good. Yeah, I was about to say, don't do the safety pin thing. My main thing, like, in addition to like white supremacist roots, is people have that safety pin, but when you come to them, when you need them, they're like, la 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 la, oh, I didn't see your message, oh, I missed your phone call, and then they ignore you for like weeks and don't help. So I just don't like, yeah. Oh, what was the other thing that I was gonna say? Oh, so one of my professors did this, another thing that you can do is do like a note card on one side, have the students write their name and their pronouns, not preferred pronouns, but like the pronouns they use. And then on the other side, like just have them write a fun fact about themselves. That way you like know their pronouns. So that's another helpful thing.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you very much.
That's it? Come on.
It is right at 12:30, but we can ask another question
Ask
too,
all the
if you don't
questions.
mind.
Book recommendations.
What kind of book?
Yeah. Any kind of book.
A book by Alexx Andersen.
Yeah, there's a lot of books out there. I have one that we're revising now. It's called Thoughts in Transition. It's basically just words, like poetry. Some of it's spoken word. We have to revise it because it's so old and they want to put pictures in it now. So when that's back, y'all have my information. You'll just keep in touch and I'll make sure you have that. There's a lot of books out there. You just have to, I don't know.
I highly recommend Captive Genders is a really good one. Using it in my senior thesis.
What about your book?
Yeah. I also wrote a book called Resist to Live. It's on Amazon. But it's like personal essays about being black, trans, and queer in the South.
Are there copies here today?
No, I don't have any more. I sold them all.
Oh, that's a good problem.
We'll have them back.
I will also just say, so Richard mentioned earlier a book that he gave his father called The New Jim Crow. If you have not read that book, it is very informative to the American Black experience. And the author does a great job of giving you kind of the overarching historical foundation to why that is the reality in today's America, and it's just a really good book. It was one of my most informative ones in grad school that I read. It can really help change people's perspectives.
Another really good book, mostly for the white people in the room, because if the people of color read it, we'll just get more mad. Is a book called White Rage, and it's a very, like, we're mad already because I just said that. Because it really helps give you the history of how white people responded to use their racism on the legislative level. It's really good. It's written really well, and it's probably a very good companion to the New Jim Crow. But Captive Genders is specifically around gender and prisons, and then the New Jim Crow is around race and prison, and then White Rage is about white response to, like, really, I think it's from Reconstruction. It's useful.
We have, there is a book that just was written by Kim Watson.
Kim or Kim?
Kim, K-I-M, Watson. I'm trying to pull it up now. She just wrote a book. She is a trans woman, long-term trans woman. And if I would learn how to use a smartphone, this would be so easy. Just give me a flip phone and I'm good, you know?
Were you the one that posted about that?
Yes.
I still have the flip phone. Don't feel bad.
See, it's doing stuff.
It was simpler times.
Oh my God, this is like, bear with me. Okay, I'm getting tapped.
Do you need assistance?
Like tap, type. you know, space. This is forever.
Who is it? Kim Watson?
Kim Watson.
Oh,
I'm getting there. Okay.
Tap, tap.
Ooh, okay. I think I'm. Oh, no wonder I can't get online. I'm on airplane mode.
I can offer another book while
I'm trying to find it.
Another book that you may want to write down is A Taste for Brown Bodies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one's really good. It's around gay brown folks, and how white people like to consume us. Some of y'all look really shook in the crowd because I said that. I think a good example, I don't know if y'all have the most recent Q notes.
Oh gosh.
A really good example of white consumption of black and brown bodies is this cover. Because they only ever show white people. I'm surprised y'all got this. This was like the Lord, amen. But there's a brown body, a black body specifically on the cover with white hands. But you never see black hands, brown hands, on the white hands on the white bodies when they're up here. So just think about this, because that's what that book is about, A Taste for Brown Bodies.
Okay, the book by Kim Watson is The Modern Day Woman. It's a little bit about her story and all the other things. She's with Check Life organization out of New York City, and they work with a lot of the trans individuals. She is a trans woman of color. Very powerful speaker. And there's other books out there. There's so many out there.
I have another one.
Which one?
So I took a women's and gender studies course last semester. And we read this book called Black Girl Dangerous. It's by Mia McKenzie, and it's her talking about her experiences as a black queer woman. Very, very insightful. I highly recommend.
If y'all listen to podcasts, just because we talk about LGBTQIA XYZ identities as
all the way over.
There's a T in that. Somewhere long down the road, because no one really thinks about that, and that's polyamory. And we're so caught up in like our gender and sexual identities that we forget that there are relationship orientations as well, and that actually people think it's really weird to like date more than one person at a time, but people are totally okay with serial monogamy, which means you just date a person for like 2 weeks, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the
how do you do that?
Be surprised.
Anyway, that's a bedroom conversation. There's a really good podcast called Polyamory Weekly, and I love the people on it because they're just hilarious. Sometimes they do fuck up, but most of them, they're very topical, so it's like, oh, there's this very specific topic that they're talking about. You can skip through all their, like, there's a lot of stuff that you can skip through in their podcast, and you get about 15 minutes worth of discussion on specific issues. And then there's a lot of really good resources online. Like, I think it's More Than One, I think it's what it's called. Just really great resources for ethical non-monogamy, which people don't understand that ethical non-monogamy means if your partner doesn't know, you're cheating. If your partner knows, it's ethical. So it's kind of that negotiation.
Also, I have a blog talk pod that I do every Tuesday with Kamora Brooks, who is Miss Black Trans Carolina as well. And we bring in guests to come in and speak. We have artists that come in and speak, and we have topics we bring in. Our last topic last week was regarding being biased. And we have it's a 2-hour. And you can call in, you can voice, you can listen, you can do whatever you want when you call in. And we do post it on Facebook or wherever sites we're on for people to go back and listen to it. It's every Tuesday. We sit in our living room, her house, my house, wherever we're at, and we do this every Tuesday, and it's from 6 to 8 p.m., and we have a lot of topics that we bring up for people to hear, and these are real people speaking. It's not a professor. These are people that live it every day. We have artists that have a lot to say as well, and because they use their artwork to express to society what's going on. It helps a lot as well. So you might want to check that out, and just hit me up on Facebook. We can get you onto the Realness and Reality group, and you can go in there and just listen to all the pods that we do. It's getting deeper and deeper. We call it Hot Topic Tuesday because a lot of issues that we're bringing in is deep. I just sit there and let them talk. But these are the things that we try to give to society, to avenues for them to media, books, panels like this to educate you all, to give you awareness and visibility. Because you can read all you want, you can hear all you want, but if you don't see it, a lot of people don't grasp. The tears we shed today, they're real, and you grasp those tears. But we're gonna leave here, and there might be more tears. So, anybody else?
It's not a question. I don't know if this is helpful or not. I'm one of those people who didn't block all of the alt-right on Facebook and have been trying to educate. And I encountered somebody yesterday with very violent expressions on a mutual friend's page, and I was trying to educate and combat. So all I'm going to say is I would have believed you anyway, but I have seen people say things with my own eyes in public that shock the crap out of my mother's daughter, because my mother raised all of her daughters to believe that all people are created equal in the eyes of God. End of discussion. Nothing further needs to be said. And the amount of bigotry since moving down south that I've encountered on every which way continues to shock me. And I'm your age. We're the same age.
Mm-hmm. I guess. I'm like, what? What they do that here for? What is it?
I mean,
I just don't understand it.
So we're,
Yeah.
you know, anyway, I mean, how does somebody's brain get wired that way is what really freaks me out. But, and I try, anyway, you're being heard. That's all I can say and believed.
We need more white people doing that, y'all. Y'all better follow the alt-right. Y'all better
Yeah,
follow
because
these
I'm going to say
organizations.
something to you, and I
Y'all
don't
need
mean to
to.
say this, but it's true. If you all Caucasians start doing a little bit more, others will follow. Have you ever noticed? I love my people of color, because I'm going to say that because it's live. But y'all know, and I'm looking right at you. When they start doing things, and we see it's okay, we follow. We follow. Right or wrong?
Right. And even if a person of color says something, they don't really see it as value until a white person does it.
Well, that's true of women and men. I mean, how many times have we sat at a conference table and had... Anyway, that's a whole different topic.
I was wondering, for people who, since we are all local and local to you, the panelists, and have the opportunity moving forward to actually take steps to be in community with the people up here, what should somebody in the audience do if they realize they need to do more to start, walking with you? Is there a good way to reach out to any one of you personally, or start building a connection, start building a relationship, and start entering into community?
Well, I gave y'all my business card.
I didn't get one.
I'm going to get you one, honey. I gave you my business card, and if you start harassing me, we can be friends, not ally friends, and we can eat and talk, because a lot of times people, you feed people, they hear you. Because I just ate a donut, I heard a lot of good things. People hear you, and they see you for who you are in a comfortable atmosphere like this is here. And begin to say, I know somebody you might want to talk to. I don't mind being at the forefront. I don't mind getting the spitball, but I need people to support me for what I do. I need people to say, I can't really answer that, but I got the perfect, call one of us. I've got the perfect people. Or I know someone who's like you, that's going through it, and you need to talk to Alex. Or I know someone who's supportive to you, that might be able to help you. I'm the resource guy in the area. I can tell you what to do for your transition like that. So I'm the resource guy, but I'm also there for you. Alex knows I'll be trying to feed Alex. Alex don't want to get fed by me. I try everything, but I'm there. So the best thing to do is communicate with us. Say what I need help. Someone. I need this. I need that. And we're there. We're not going to say no. As many people have come to me and I've been like, I don't want to help these people no more. I'm tired of these young trans people. They get on my nerves, but what do? I'm still there because they need that. They need that. So just, you got my business card. Call a brother up.
Just add me on Facebook. And I think something that's very important for this question, like, how do we reach out to you? Reach out to us, and if we don't respond within a week, like, wait a week longer, because we have a lot that we're dealing with. We have a lot that we're doing, and it's not that we don't want to talk to you, it's that we don't want to talk. We can't talk to you right now.
Right.
And we have to prioritize. We have to prioritize our own communities. But do reach out, and then let us respond. Don't like take it personally. Don't feel hurt. If you feel hurt, it's okay. But just know that sometimes that space needs to happen as well, and that time period of waiting.
I just want to make an announcement. Before you leave, please give to the donation jar. These folks have been kind enough to give of their emotional labor and to be here today. And they've taught us a lot, right? And so we need to really honor that. So please.
Yeah, and I'll say specifically, a lot of trans people, myself included, employment is a very big issue.
Yeah.
My contract ends in like 7 days, and I've been trying to get employment, and it's fine until I have to do a background check, because then they see that my name has changed, and so then they make assumptions. I've had all these people saying, yeah, you have the job, do background check, never hear from them. So just like working within like your places of employment to try and get them to be more affirming of trans people.
So, I'm based out of Greensboro, but y'all could email me or send me a friend request. Or I can't do phone calls because I get loaded with text. So yeah. So if anybody, so if you're like a person, because I do a lot of faith work out of Greensboro, also in Raleigh. So if you're a member of a congregation, be it church, mosque, synagogue, etc. And if you definitely want to, and if you're really committed in seeing that trans and gender non-conforming congregants, the parishioners, and people of faith, including your faith community, reach out and also challenge homophobia, transphobia, queerphobia, racism within your faith institutions, because too many times have I seen that in quote unquote progressive churches, so if you definitely want to continue doing this work, even after this discussion, then please challenge your faith leaders, your fellow parishioners on their bigotry and stuff, because like I said, I do campus ministry work at St. Mary's House, which is part of UNC Greensboro. So please call that out.
If you know of anyone that's looking for someone to speak, contact us. I do a lot of activism, as you know. So if you're looking for someone to take part in something that's going on at your job, your employment, your church, or any other organization, and you say, I know someone that's willing to speak, reach out to us. You know, that helps a lot. And if y'all not doing nothing, here we go again. In April, from April 23rd to April 30th, come with me to Texas to BTAC. It's an event for all people. It's a Black Trans Advocacy Weekend where there's focused around us, but it's also an outlet for enrichment as well as empowerment. We can all work together, and you can learn more on how you could be more of an assistance to our community than just coming to just something like this. So if you have nothing else to do, you're trying to find a vacation, you want to go to a family reunion, with a whole bunch of us, come on with us. And I tell people that because people hear when I say Black Trans Advocacy or people of color, you think it's just for us. No, this is for us, but it's for you. Because in order for you to understand who we are and support us as a community, you have to be able to hear us, not just in a venue like this. You have to hear more than just our vocals, because there'll be more people there to help with who we are, with help with who you are, and others outside of that circle.
And I want to add that if we do invite folks to be speakers, we pay them, right? Like, we work for organizations that are easily able to come up with honoraria for white folks, but then we just demand that Black people give us their time and energy for free. You know, so please pay for what's happening in the work.
I'm being honest with you. Thank you. Because I've been doing this too long, and Flex just gets a $10 gift card.
No, that is
and
not
Flex
acceptable.
is not valuable at $10 gift card. I was just told by someone the other day, Flex, you've been doing this 30 damn years. What are you getting out of it? And I said, I do it freely. Okay, but you know what? You're more than free. You're a valuable asset. You helped with Pride, North Carolina. You helped with Pride, Winston-Salem. You helped with Pride with Greensboro when they didn't want to have it in Greensboro. You helped with all these other prides, and you've helped them at the grassroots levels. But nobody seems to want to take care of you like they should. Thank you. So, to the world out there, when you're dealing with advocacy and activists, you're going to have to put some money in our pocket. We can't do this for free. Years ago, it was okay. Life was cheap. We can't do it for free.
Especially when we can't get employed.
If you can't get employed.
And
I don't do this for the money.
Because I think all of us on here is schooling and
Yes. You want me to come and speak somewhere? I just got an invite to go 3 hours away. But you can't put nothing in my pocket to get there. But yet another organization in April is asking me to come and paying me to be there and put me in a hotel. So if they can do it, you can do it too. And that's all I got to say. I preached all day. But you're right. Every penny counts. Just like today. If they were able to say, Flex, this is a donation, because it's a tax write-off, 501c3, they'll tell y'all that. Tax write-off. I'm going to make sure y'all know you got a tax write-off. Tax write-off, people. I love tax write-off. A deductible. Look at it.
All right,
I don't want to be done.
Yeah, no, it's good. We are about to open for public hours, so we're going to transition just into kind of the social mix and mingle. I do want to just once again say a big thank you to our panelists.
And we thank you. We love you all for being here. We appreciate you more than you know.
And there's food and drinks and things like that back here, so feel free. Yeah, we'll kind of get those up.